Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to showcase a S25 speed team that is quite friendly and easy to make, I'd say. It does require certain champions and you do need to pull certain ones along the way, but when it comes to a speed team, you require certain champions, right? It is what it is. But for the most part, I think it is quite friendly. The gear requirement is extremely low, and it does feature 2 rank 4 epic champions, 1 rank 5 rare champion, and 2 rank 6 rare champions. Honestly, I can get by and just use the 2 epic champions at level 1. I don't even need to level them. And 2 of the rare champions you do want at level 60. So those are the only requirements to make this work, and the composition's really smooth, really efficient, and the gear requirement once again is super low. So let's get right into it. Alright, so starting with the first champion, we're gonna go with Mordecai here. And once again, I could have used this champion at level 1 if I wanted to, but I already had him at 40, so I couldn't flex as much as I wanted to. And this is not a troll video, guys. I'm being dead serious, okay? 3 of these champions are practically gearless. It doesn't really require much. When you're making this kind of speed composition, the 3 slots you do want to focus on is someone that does AoE HP burn, so you can use a Mordecai, Ignatius, you can use Tyrant, even Akoth. There's a lot of other champions you can use, right? But as long as they do AoE HP burn, then you're good to go. So I just wanted to make sure the accuracy is good enough to land, and the speed, they're all speed tuned as well, so I have them at 166. This is all very flexible to how you want to build it as far as speed goes, but this is how I have him set right now. So he's at 166 speed and 244 accuracy. That's all you really wanted to focus on. Have as much accuracy as possible, at least 230 I'd say. And for the books, he is fully booked out as far as the AoE HP burn goes. The other stuff I don't really care about. As long as he's landing this, I'm good. And the masteries doesn't matter. Okay, on to the next champion is going to be... So this slot is extremely flexible as well. So the run will go a lot faster if you're using an AoE freeze champion or an AoE stun champion. That does it at 100% rate, right? So Umbral I'm using here at... Again, level 40, I could use her at level 1 if I wanted to, as long as she meets the requirement of the accuracy, the speed tuning, and she has to be booked as well for this. So I do have her, I have this fully booked at A3. You just want to make sure that they're all CC'd. So with Provoke, she's throwing it unkillable on herself, and that means she won't die to the spider attacks, right? So, but in doing so, if you have a freeze, you can actually stop them in their tracks, and the run will go a little faster than what we have now. But right now, it's still pretty fast even though they're all getting their attacks in. But if you have a freeze or a CC, then their turns will just end immediately. So it'll be a lot quicker. And as for her as well, you don't care about the masteries. I just wanted to make sure I got this fully booked, and the rest here don't matter at all. And again, another champion, you just want to focus on the speed tuning. You want to focus on the accuracy. Make sure she has enough to land the Provoke. 153. I have her going right before the Renegade goes last, so when she does a reset. So that's how I have her set up here. And onto the Renegade. So I have her at level 50 here. Again, the gear requirement is super low. All you care about here is the speed tuning, and that's it. You just want to make sure she's going last and right before the spiderlings take a turn. And that's pretty much it. So 151 speed is all I went for, and that's about it. The masteries here doesn't matter. The books, this doesn't really matter either, because she's only going to get 1 turn in with this anyway, so you don't even need her book, to be honest. And she's good to go just like this, 151 speed, and that's it. Alright, so for the last 2 champions, this is where it really does matter. So 2 cold darts is what I'm going to be using here, and the gear requirements for cold dart is not that difficult either, to be honest. I just have them built this way just because I do. I'm going to pull up a chart right here just to show you what the gear requirements for a cold dart is when you're doing dungeon runs like this, okay? So I have mine in Savage, and mine's a bit overkill as far as the crit damage goes, because I don't need this much crit damage with Savage gear for her to make sure she does the max damage on the spider boss. Because when you're doing spider 21 to 25, there is a damage cap, right? So you're not able to do... So I could have 400% crit damage here and it won't matter. Even if I had, I think 200% as I see the chart here. Yeah, so 200% is what I need. 201% crit damage is all I need if I don't have a defense down 60%, right? So we don't have a defense down in this composition at all. We just want to make sure she is hitting the max damage on that spider boss. And that's pretty much all we're going for. And the best thing about Cold Dart as well is you don't need more than 70% crit damage for the Heartseeker, right? So that is going to be her big damage here. Yeah, she gets an additional 30% crit chance. So you don't need to put her at 100% crit rate, just 70 is good. And I do have her going at 173 speed as well. And just as much damage as I can do, and also enough accuracy so you can make sure you can reduce the turn meter. So that's pretty much the cooldown for this one. And if you aren't going to use Savage Gear, then it looks like the minimal, based on the chart here, the minimal crit damage you need without any Savage Gear, without any defense down, is going to be 279 crit damage in order to hit that max damage on the boss consistently. So that's what you would want to reach for if you can. I've tested it on like 240% crit damage without any Savage Gear, without any defense down, and it still hits the damage cap time to time, but it's not as consistent. And she is fully booked out as well, of course. And as for the masteries, I do have both my coldars set up for a different composition run, but the masteries you do want to go down is this route right here. So I would not suggest Helm Smasher, especially if you're doing stage 21 to 25. I would definitely go for the Flawless if you need the extra crit damage, or the War Master because you will definitely do a slight bit extra damage going past the damage cap with the War Master if you proc it. So that would be the route I would go. And for the other coldar that I'm using, I have her in just like a random, yeah, just speed and just random gear basically, nothing too crazy. So I went a little bit higher on the crit damage for this one because I don't have her wearing Savage. So again, 279 is the one you want to go for, but I mean this works out fine too. It's like, it still is pretty strong. So I do have her going a little faster than the other coldar, and she's actually the fastest champion on my team. So she's gonna start with their Heartseeker, and then the boss will bring out more Spiderlings, and then we go from there. So again, the accuracy is also important, and 270 is overkill, but that's just how I've built at the moment. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so onto the composition, we have the Renegade, the two Coldars, Mordecai, and Umbral. So I will show you the team setup now. And another thing, if you didn't know, there's no such thing as a round 1, round 2, and round 3 in Spider. It's all one round, so you can just ignore the round 2 and round 3. So for the Renegade, I just have her defaulted as is. She's going to always open with the Sacrificial Ritual, and then she's going to go into the Lash Out, so this is fine. For the two Coldars, I have the A2 turned off, and I do have the Heartseeker always prioritized, and same thing for here. And for the Mordecai, I have the A2 turned off because I don't want to reduce their turn meter. I want them to take a turn so they can proc the HP burn. So again, starting with the AoE HP burn on the A3, and that's always a priority. And for the Umbral, just prioritizing the provoke and block damage. That's pretty much her, yeah, or unkillable. That's her role in this this composition. Nothing else really matters here. And that's pretty much it. Alright, and now I'll show you the run now. It's pretty consistent. It's always like 35 seconds to 38 seconds, if anything. But the fastest I've gotten was 35 seconds. But on average, it's about 36 to 37 seconds, I'd say. So we got the Umbral taking the brunt of every damage because they're all provoked. And she's unkillable, so she won't die. Okay, so this looks like this one went a little bit longer than I expected. Yeah, when I tested earlier, it was about 35 seconds at best. Yeah, okay, let's run it again. So that is the first test, and let's run it back to back, just to see. I guess I'll run it a few times, just to show you like different times. So they're all provoked once again. She's taking all the damage. If you do want faster run times on your computer, you do want to make sure your FPS is unlimited, because if you're capped at 60, it's going to go a little slower. That's why on the phone, your timers are never faster than what it would be on the PC. PC is just faster. That's just how it is. There we go, 37 seconds. Alright, one more. It was a decent ring, but I don't really, yeah, not really interested in that one. So once again, if you have an AoE freeze champion or an AoE stun champion, You see all these lanes taking a turn? That's taking up animation time. So if they're all frozen, if they're all CC'd, then you'd probably be shaving like about 10 seconds off this run. Yeah, something like that. So that's something else to keep in mind. But for this showcase, I'm just going to use the Umbra at level 40 and just to flex, I guess. So that's pretty much the run, guys. That is pretty much it. Really easy to make. So I hope this helps you out and you get an idea from it. It's just an easy, accessible composition for most people. It does require 4 Void champions. That can be a hurdle, but it's 3 rare champions, 1 epic champion, and 1 epic champion. I mean, again, this champion is replaceable by another AoE freeze if you have it, right? It could even be an AoE stun champion like Miscreated Monster, although his stun's not 100% to land, right? But he still puts a shield up on everybody. So that could be decent as well. I mean, AoE HP burn, that's accessible too. Akoth is a free champion that you can get along the way by doing your Secret Room Doom Tower for normal. 2 Cold Arts, Rares, and Renegade. So there you have it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you enjoy my content in general, please make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll see you all in the next video.